Hello there, welcome, it's the PSG Siege Showdown, and well, it's me, your host, Patchy. Well, if you don't know me, you're about to take a journey with me as we head off through the PSG Siege Showdown. Of course, around on your screen we've got UC versus WARAZI. Now, I have not seen WARAZI in action before, but I have seen UC. And I can definitely say they are quite a solid team, and certainly not a team to be trifled with. So right now, obviously, we're heading into Coastline. A very interesting map. If I've ever seen one, it is one of my favorites, and definitely quite a fun one to witness. Now, of course, right into the ban phase, we're going to get the Thatcher and the Jackal taken off the board right off the get-go, which is going to be pretty standard. At least the Thatcher is. The Jackal might just be a little bit of a target, or potentially just one of those operators you really don't want to see on a map like Coastline, tracking down all of your rotators and all that fun stuff. So all of your roamers. Yeah, Mirror going to be taken off the board as well. Nothing crazy there. A whole lot of standard bans, mostly. Nothing too intense just yet. And the last defense ban is gonna be the Echo taken off the board as well. So far so good in terms of the ban phase here between UC and WARAZI. Of course, we will be UC on the defense first, and WARAZI will be on attack. Now we're gonna get right on into it and see how this one plays out for the moment. Alright, now we're going to be seeing a Malusi coming out for UC, which I believe is actually quite a pick, if I must say so myself. It's one of the newer operators that have come into the rotation in recent times. Of course, a very strong operator, lots of mobility denial and potential area denial with those gadgets, which are very difficult to take off the board as well. So it's the Malusi, the Oryx actually getting 6th picked out from the Valkyrie. We've got Maestro, Jaeger, and Smoke coming out for UC. On the other side, IQ, Amaru, Zofia, Capital, 6th picked away from the Monty, and a Thermite is going to be on the side of WARAZI. So some very interesting lineups there. The Monty actually not being committed to, which is interesting. We've seen the Monty strats be quite prominent in recent times. Certainly one of those operators that we've seen a little bit too much of, actually, in my opinion, at least. So at least it's good that we're not going to be seeing in this particular game. So, alright, so it is going to be that kitchen defense coming out here for a UC, and in my opinion it is one of the more interesting sites to defend, one of the more powerful sites to defend, and since there's no Hibana on the board for WARAZI, it will be that much more difficult to attack. We've got a pretty standard setup coming out here on the kitchen. Nothing too crazy to speak of just yet. We've got a nice rotation hole coming out through. So yeah, a pretty standard setup. What I'm really interested in is to see how WARAZI decided to attack. Of course, the IQ on the board to try and sweep away some of those electronics, take them off the board. WARAZI slowly starting their attack, yeah. Getting their drone work done. See what's spotting inside the bomb site, gathering all that information. Just keeping their eye out. Man, let me tell you, this match took quite a long time to set up. So if I sound tired, that is why. It has taken quite a while to make this lobby come off without a hitch, but finally we're here, and we're ready to watch and see how WARAZI decide to attack this position, which is so far pretty well defended from UC. We've got a nice roam actually coming out here from KWR on the Malusi. A very interesting decision for sure. They've got some very strong second floor presence, so that is quite interesting if I do say so myself. And right off the bat, we're going to see Jattle getting taken down on the side of WARAZI. So that's one down for WARAZI, and now Beachy looking for a shot. Trying to find the IQ on the roof. Not going to find it just yet, but those are some clean peaks coming out. More drone work being done, and Atomic looking for an entrance. The Amaru actually a very interesting pick on this map. Not really been utilized, that gadget. Usually want to use that very early on, try and get yourself into a good position. In the meantime, Murio going to go down as well. Now the Wicker Man, Atomic, and Ace are going to be the last three remaining for WARAZI. And with a minute left, they're going to have to find their footing very, very quickly in this round, or it's definitely going to go the way of UC. No doubt about it, at this point, they're going to have to make this happen real quick. They're looking for the opening pick, but UC is just not giving it to them, and it looks like UC might just come away with this one nice and clean. Angles are being held, and, well, looks like WARAZI not just sure how to pull the trigger at this point. It's a 3v5, and with this man disadvantage, they don't have any inkling in towards the site. Absolutely no site control. Trying to get on the angles, they're just getting pushed off immediately. Really nothing to do. Amaru's finally going to find one, but it's too little too late at this point as some explosions happen, some trades happen as well, and the IQ and the Amaru, the last two remaining for WARAZI. They've got to get it done in 15 seconds. Can it be done? I'm not even sure if it's possible. They've got the diffuser, but they've got to get this down immediately. This is basically impossible, and there goes Atomic, and that should be the end, and a nice quick round for UC. Or, not a nice quick round, but a nice clean one, at least from UC. They didn't get overly aggressive. They made sure to hold all of their angles and not give anything away for free, and there we go. Round one goes the way of UC, and, well, we start things off with WARAZI looking a little bit hesitant and unsure how to attack the kitchen defense coming out from UC. That's definitely quite interesting. I'm interested to see if WARAZI will be able to pick apart this defense coming out here from Blue and Sunrise, which is actually not a defense site that we see coming out all too often. Usually we see a second floor defense coming out around about now, but that doesn't seem to be the case for UC. They're going to happily take Blue and Sunrise, so I'm interested to see what they have up their sleeve. On the other side, the Blackbeard going to be 6th picked into the Blackbeard. So some sneaky moves going on over here for WARAZI. Now as we move on, I'm interested to see exactly how this setup decides to progress. Because as I said, this is not a site that we see defended all too often. A lot of the time it's a bit up in the air. A lot of teams don't feel all too comfortable with this, but some of the defenses that we've seen on this site have been quite interesting. So I'm having a look to see exactly what happens here for UC, and if WARAZI will be able to pick it apart, or if they're going to fall into the same trap as they did in the previous round.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds remaining. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Alright, so let's get right on into this one and have a look and see what they've got in store for us. It's going to be the IQ, the Blackbeard, the... Oh, this is actually an interesting one. So we have finally get to see the utilization of Kali, which is definitely not something we see all too often. It's one of those operators that usually doesn't see the light of day, but with the recent Thatcher changes and of course the Thatcher bans, she has been a little bit more prominent. A lot of teams have been starting to create some decent strats with her involved, so let's see if WARAZI can utilize this to their advantage, or once again if they're going to fall into that same trap. So standard operator lineups from both sides, except on the side of UC we see the Jaeger, the Malusi, the Castle, the Valkyrie, and the Smoke. So of course the Castle being utilized to block off some key rotations down there on the first floor. So that is the plan from UC to defend this particular position. It's going to be control the entire floor We'll see if it works out for them. Once again, UC have some pretty good upper floor presence. Some really clean gameplay that I'm seeing coming out from UC here today. They are ready and prepared for everything that's going on here, and some really good utilization of Ping System 2.0, which also recently came out with one of the updates. Very, very useful system indeed. And now Zerd are going to be sitting right there. Out come the smokes. He's going to make sure that no entrances will be coming through just yet for WARAZI. And of course, it is the Blackbeard who is challenging at the moment. IQ as well, putting some hits in, but just going to be taking some damage. You see their defense so far has been absolutely flawless right there. But finally, that's the opening that they needed. The Blackbeard going to find that initial pick, and well, the Jaeger goes down as well. Some trades coming through, and there goes the Blackbeard. He gets taken out, and the Diffuser along with him. And now the IQ is down, but not out, and so is the Jaeger. And there goes Jatl, and now it's just Ace and the Wicker Man, the two last remaining players, and they're not going to see the light of day. Once again, you see an absolutely clean round coming out from them. Just make sure that they were just cleaning up those angles with absolute accuracy. And once again, a successful defense coming out here on Blue and Sunrise, no less. Now, of course, they will have to move to one of the other sites, and it is going to be Hookah and Billiards, which is quite a strong site to defend. So far, you see, they've had a pretty good showing here against WARAZI, and WARAZI have yet to step up to the plate. Let's see if this Lion is going to help them out any, or if they're just going to 6th pick off of it. The other thing that I'm noticing here, the Hibana finally coming out on the side of WARAZI. This is definitely an operator that I think is quite powerful. But as I say that, it's just going to be 6th picked away into the Kali. So much for that. Definitely, I think if you're looking to pick apart this particular map, if you want to dismantle the defense on this map, Hibana can be a very useful operator in a lot of situations here, especially for the kitchen defenses. But I mean, just overall, it's definitely one of those operators that can be useful. And against UC, who seem to enjoy that first floor defense, it is definitely quite a powerful operator. So the fact that we haven't seen her coming out just yet for WARAZI is slightly concerning, but perhaps their strategies are not based around the Hibana. But if that's the case, then they really need to find their footing here with this operator lineup, which of course is going to be the IQ coming out once again. The Lion is going to be the new operator getting picked here. The Kali coming out again, as well as the Sophia and the Thermite, so pretty standard on that front. The Kali did some good damage in the previous round, but whether or not it was enough is a different question. You know, it's a little bit of a debate. People are of the opinion that her gun is not really that strong, all things considered. You know, if you get some headshots, fire rate is king in this game, as per usual. Now, on the other side, of course, we've got the Wamai Jaeger combo coming out, the Goyo as well. All that utility coming out for UC, as well as the Legion and the Smoke. So once again, you see the defense looking really, really solid. Quite a stacked lineup coming out for them, and, well, obviously they know how to utilize it. So far, so good on that front. As we head in towards this match, WARAZI going to be once again trying to get that setup going, and hopefully they can push inside this time and find some footing into this map, because so far all of their attempts have fallen flat against UC, and well, that's definitely not the way you want things to go. Oh, some nice angles coming out here from the Zofia, but he's not going to spot anyone out just yet. He was looking in the right direction, and oh, Kali actually putting some decent pressure through this window, but pressure is not enough at this stage. We've seen how UC respond to this. They realize that they don't need to get aggressive. They realize that they don't need to do anything here, and they just got to wait for WARAZI to push in. That's really what's going on right now, and Thermite moving in, taking control of that first floor slowly, bit by bit. But once again, as you can see for the side of UC, well, they've got everything on lock so far, and there's Beachy with a very cheeky little bullet hole peek here. UC is definitely not playing around here today, and there we go. He opens up on 2-1, and actually that's the Diffuser as well. That's a bit of a problem. So the Thermite's off the board. That's a lot of hard breach taken away. And the Bomb Diffuser is down, which means we're already in a very bad situation. Their players are being spotted out one by one. Contests coming out all over the place, but it is going to be WARAZI coming off second best so far as Atomic goes down as well. Things not looking too good for them As you could see, 3 versus 5 with 55 seconds left, and it might just be WARAZI falling into the same trap as before. Let's watch them on their approach. They still have Kali on the outside, but that means it's actually a 2v5 if they're going to be certain about it. And there is the Wamai sitting behind that shield as one does, making sure the defense is solid. And now Kali is the last one left alive as the IQ goes down. Well, she's all the way outside, and not much to do as the drone gets taken out as well. 25 seconds left. There is just no ways that this is even possible at this stage. Once again, UC coming out with that clean defense and almost a perfect round. 15 seconds left and they should be able to claim that title, but the run out from Ace actually going to be, well, the run out from Beachy, Ace is going to pick that one up with the Claymore, but, so UC will lose their perfect round, but they will still take the round, which, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters at this stage. UC, 3 rounds chained back to back. Indeed, quite a tough situation coming out here for WARAZI. None of their efforts have succeeded so far. Every push that they have tried against UC has failed, and now there's an even bigger problem on the board, and that is, of course, the fact that UC get to go back to their favorite bomb site, which will be Kitchen and Service. Well, if that is their favorite bomb site, it would seem that way, considering it was the first one they picked and they're heading on straight back into it. This time around, we're going to see the Monty come out, and this is probably the best chance that WARAZI have had all game so far, because it is Kitchen, which is the absolute perfect site for Monty to walk into. So this is definitely going to be a good chance for them to bring it back, because they are 3 rounds down right now, and if they don't do something quickly, they might just lose a grip of this app, you know, just super quickly. And well, if UC have anything to say about it, they're just going to take this one super quickly. So let's just have a look and see how they get this setup done. It should be, I'm expecting it to be pretty much the same. Really, UC don't have to change anything, and that's what's the most concerning about this match so far, is that UC have not had to change a single thing. They have not been forced to adapt or make any changes whatsoever. They've basically just been given free reign of whatever they want to do, and it's pretty much just been working. You know, they know how to play it slow, and WARAZI just not able to pull the trigger fast enough, not able to get enough done with the time that they have left, and, well, pushing in the last moment, you know, not able to get their stuff coordinated. So WARAZI on the back foot, and hopefully they can find something real quick.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Right now, of course, you can see the Monty in the hands of Mirio, slowly making his way up, shooting at a camera that has already been taken out, and moving his way on up towards the site. So this should be an easy entry for them. Oh, but already the knock is going to go down, so the counter push from the knock not even going to be coming in handy for them. It's already a 4v5, and WARAZI, well, their game plan is basically exposed. UC should know at this stage they're up against the Monty, and if they don't know, they're about to find out. And once that has been exposed, you can see right on the ground there, it's a Malusi gadget. That's going to slow the advance through this area. Now, WARAZI are in a whole world of trouble once again. They're going to have to find quite a number of kills to come through. And, well, there's a good start. You can see the Jaeger has gone down, and no one's there to help him out. But KWR with a brilliant nitrous cell taking down Mirio. That's the Monty off the board. That's going to be a huge problem for WARAZI. The problems are just piling on one by one. Every single time WARAZI tries to find something in their favor, they just lose a whole lot more, and things not going their way. Now, quick peeks from the Wicker Man trying to find those kills, not going to be rewarded with anything just yet. Now the time is slowly ticking away once again. 3v4. This is doable, but no longer will the IQ be on the board, taken swiftly away. Now Ace and Jatlo, the last ones left. It's Zofia and the Capital, and now the quick run out is actually gonna pay off as well. And now the deal has been sealed. Ace on the Zofia is the final remaining player for WARAZI. Looking for the head, not going to pull the trigger in time, is going to be able to self-revive, but with 20 HP in a 1v4, it's just not the way you want to go, and he knows it. He's just going to let himself get taken out, and you see with another round. Truly not the outcome that they were expecting, but certainly a clean performance coming out here from UC. They haven't really made any mistakes, and well, they haven't really been pressured to do that. They haven't been pressured to make any mistakes at this stage. None of the tactics coming out from the side of WARAZI have been working out just yet. That is slightly concerning. So far, so good for UC as they move into round 5. With Jaeger, Malusi, Castle, Vigil, and Smoke. And of course it is going to be Blue and Sunrise once again, the Castle coming out to get control of that first floor area. And, well, this is basically UC just going through the motions at this stage. Checklist done and dusted right from top to bottom. They have not been forced into absolutely anything just yet, and WARAZI have yet to step up to the plate here.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
WARAZI have found no success on any of the bomb site that UC have brought out, and well, now they're just going through the rotation once again, and if they pull success from the rest of their sites, then we'll be heading into the second half with a very, very one-sided score, and well, maybe UC will just take this cleanly in a perfect scoreline. Right now, I'm just going to have a look and see how UC are defending this.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Right now it's pretty standard coming out from UC. They've got some good presence here towards kitchen. And it looks like they might just be heading up to the second floor once again. And actually a very quick peek out. Look at that from Castle nonetheless. Or no less, should I say. Wow, that was just a quick peek coming out there. To make sure that WARAZI feel the pain. And, well, feeling the pain is exactly what's going on right here.
Reloading, cover me.
Because UC have just not let up. And now they know they can take some liberties. WARAZI have yet to find their footing, have yet to find anything that's going to work in their favor. Ace looking for a peek, but he's not going to peek far enough to see any of the UC players just yet. He knows that there's possibly somebody there, but they just haven't found anything yet. And this defense from UC, as the usual, just coming out strong, coming out solid. Haven't really been challenged. Sky on the Vigil is going to be right down here waiting for someone to peek into his line of sight, and Beachy gonna take one, and there goes the Vigil. He's actually gonna get caught out, so this is a decent chance. Now, it is still a 3v4, and UC have traditionally won these so far in this game. So really, we're gonna have to see some miracle work coming out here for WARAZI, otherwise we're in for quite a half, and there comes the Wicker Man. He knows the exact position of Beachy. Maybe UC is getting a little bit lax at the moment. Here comes some shots coming out from none other than Fuse himself. Just making things explode as per usual. The Wicker Man getting a little bit aggressive here, pushing in towards the site, and they certainly need to make this happen. It has to happen very quickly because ultimately they don't have much other choice. The Wicker Man taking a lot of damage. He's not getting anything done here. He's on 25 HP, just underneath 25 HP. And, well, that might be the end for them at this stage. Tossing in a few grenades, trying to get something done. The utility's being spent, but 35 seconds left on the clock is not much to work with. Some quick peeks from the Wicker Man. Not going to be paid off by anything. Some fuse charges being laid as quickly as possible to try and get some damage done. The Jaeger ADSs as well, trying to make something happen. Jattel goes down. Or Jattel, sorry, gets KW. Scala and Zer, the last two remaining players here for UC. What am I saying? For UC. But 15 seconds left. I mean, WARAZI's running out of time. They just have to defend at this point. And Smoke is still alive, which means This is going to be the world of hurt coming in here. SMG-11 in hand is going to find the kill. 2v2 with 2 seconds left, and there it is, done and dusted for UC. Another round coming out from them, and despite WARAZI having a decent footing in that round, they still were not able to convert it in time. Truly a concerning start to the match, and at this stage it looks like UC might just take a perfect half at this stage. 5-0 is the scoreline, and now heading to hookah and billiards is the final round of the half. Once again, UC busting out some classic operators, nothing crazy. We've got the Womai Jaeger combo, the Goyo, along with that, the Smoke and the Valkyrie. Nothing crazy there. And then, of course, on the side of WARAZI, IQ, Lion, Sledge, Fuse, and Thermite, hoping to try and get some more success and push it for at least one round. If WARAZI can't pick up one round here, it is definitely going to be quite a tough comeback if one is in the works, which at this stage I don't even think is possible. Oh man, sorry about that. Honestly, at this stage, I am just worried for WARAZI. I don't think they're going to be able to get anything done right now. UC looking clean, looking sturdy. Nothing wrong with the gameplay so far, and WARAZI have barely made a scratch in the surface. They made UC sweat a little bit in the previous game, but at this stage, I mean, at this stage, it's just really not looking like it's going to work out for them. Second floor defense is traditionally one of the stronger ones, at least in the eyes of a lot of teams and players. I really don't see how WARAZI is going to find a single round here. Just based off of their performance this match, it might be too much to ask. Right now, drone work being done, everything being closed out, but the default cam's still alive. This is a huge oversight on the side of WARAZI, and well, they are making mistake after mistake at this stage, and it is not really working out for them at this stage. You can see Atomic trying to go for the quick peeks here. Nitrocells coming out, not going to be rewarded with anything. Lots of damage being done, but no one's finding anyone except Atomic finding his own teammate. That's going to be a huge blunder, and now he's going to get taken out by Valkyrie and the trusty Deagle here for our Sky. Definitely a tragic way to meet your end after getting that team kill. Now Jatlo trying to get the shots through, but the recoil control not there. And well, it seems all but done at this stage. WARAZI in a 3v5. A lot of work to do. Two of their players sitting on the roof. A quick run out even coming out from the Valkyrie. Look at this, just absolute fearlessness from Oskai. He's just all the way on the outside here. He's looking for those attackers, and he might just find them, but instead he gets found. Which is, of course, what happens if you spend all of your time running outside an enemy territory. But the rest of UC will not attempt the same. They realize that they've got complete control, complete advantage. They do not need to do a single thing. It is all up to WARAZI. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to try and make this happen. And truly, I have to say, I don't see this happening. I think it's all but done for UC. They should be able to take a flawless half here, 6-0. Move on into the second half, looking very strong, very clean. Defense, at least for them, very, very clean. You can see some of those fuse charges coming in, trying to find the target, but truly, it is a little bit too late at this stage. 35 seconds left. They should already be looking to come into the site, poised to take control, but they're not. They're still trying to get into the map itself. They're still on the outside. This is just not where you need to be right now, WARAZI. You need to be in the site. It's only Jatlo who's actually got enough of that momentum to be in sight. The rest of the teammates not so much, and with that trade, Ace and Jatlo the last ones left for WARAZI. With 15 seconds left, and it looks like WARAZI might just be falling into the same trap once again. Goya gonna challenge, takes out Sledge, and now it's down to one player. It's the Fuse with absolutely no control and nothing to do. UC, they're gonna take a flawless round. Or flawless half, should I say. Not a flawless half. Yeah, definitely not the performance that WARAZI were looking for in this game. Alright, so we're heading into the second half here, and this time around UC is going to be the one on attack, and it will be WARAZI on defense, and the question is, can WARAZI put up a decent defense, or is UC going to run away with the perfect score in this match? It is, of course, a best of one, so this match is the only match that matters here between these two teams for them to move on in the PSG Siege Showdown tournament. And well, so far UC with a stellar performance.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Looks like we're going to be heading to hookah and billiards for the first defense from WARAZI, and this might be the only one that matters here. And they are quite aware of that fact. On the lineup side, we've got a Frost, a Legion, a Jaeger, a Vigil, and a Valkyrie. A very interesting lineup coming out from WARAZI. Definitely not what I expected. The Frost, definitely not an operator you see all that often, but it is one of my personal favorite operators. I love busting her out on the solo games up in casuals, but on the side of UC, a much more traditional setup in terms of the Ashe and the Zofia coming out for some very quick hit-and-run engagements here, just pushing on up. And then if IQ to deal with some of the gadgets and whatnot, some of the utility from the defender side. And the Dokkaebi and the Amara are going to be the only two anomalies in that. But I think at this stage, UC has definitely warranted themselves the ability to choose whatever it is they want. And if they're feeling the Amara, if they're feeling the Dokkaebi, go right ahead, I say. Now the Blitz coming out for UC is definitely going to be an interesting one. He's going to be charging straight in and the crossfire takes him out. Just not the way he wants to start that out at all, but the instant shots coming in, the trades coming through. Amara is going to be on the trigger. Everyone is exactly where they need to be for UC, and we're WARAZI, that's what I was going for. WARAZI gonna be feeling the heat, and now it's just Jadlow, the last one left, and he has absolutely no chance. Not checking the corners, not checking the angles. He's gonna be caught out bit by bit. They know exactly where he is. The defuser's gonna go down. He's getting chased. He will find KWR, but 1v2. Things not looking too good. That diffuser is ticking away. The utility comes out. He's trying to challenge. If he wins these shots, it might be enough, but he will not be looking in the right direction. Oskai gonna close things out with that absolute monster of a sidearm. And that is gonna be that. A clean round coming out from UC, and a clean, flawless victory for the match. A well-played set coming out from UC, and a really stellar performance to open things up in this tournament. Definitely a team that I am going to be keeping my eye on, and, well, that is the end of that. A nice set of kills coming out for UC, a good performance there, and that is pretty much the end of that match. Thank you so much for joining me here. We will be moving on to the next match shortly. So, yeah, without further ado, that's been it from your boy Patchy. I'll be moving into the next match shortly. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.